Genesis chapter 31. Jacob has a conflict with Laban. Verses 1 through 3. Now Jacob heard the words of Laban's son, saying, Jacob has taken away all that was our father's, and from what was our father's he has acquired all this wealth. And Jacob saw the countenance of Laban, and indeed it was not favorable toward him as before. Then the Lord said to Jacob, Return to the land of your fathers and to your family, I will be with you. God is saying, you've been around this bad man for too long. You need to get out of here. You need to go back to where you were before. Laban is a bad man who is not connected with God. Verses 6, 7, and 9. And you know that with all my might I have served your father. Yet your father has deceived me and changed my wages 10 times. But God did not allow him to hurt me. So God has taken away the livestock of your father and given them to me. Jacob is talking to his wives, Leah and Rachel, He's saying, I know that he's your father and all, but he's not a good person. He's been bad to me. He's been even bad to you. It's not me that has taken away his profit. I was trying to support the both of us. I did so for many years, but God has now taken away his blessings and he's given them to me. It's time we leave. Verses 17 and 21. Then Jacob rose and set his sons and his wives on camels. And he carried away all his livestock and all his possessions which he had gained. So he fled with all that he had. He arose and crossed the river and headed toward the mountains of Gilead. Jacob took everything he had, everyone he had, and he left Laban without saying goodbye. They don't like each other. Verses 22 through 24. Laban was told on the third day that Jacob had fled. Then he took his brethren with him and pursued him for 7 days' journey, and he overtook him in the mountains of Gilead. But God had come to Laban the Syrian in a dream by night, and said to him, Be careful that you speak to Jacob, neither good nor bad. Laban is hunting Jacob down. He's angry. He's like, why did you leave me? And he has plans of hurting Jacob too. But God comes to him in a vision saying, I'm warning you, be careful, because I'm with Jacob. I'm his bodyguard. I will protect him if you try to do anything evil to him. So once Laban gets a hold of Jacob, he starts questioning him. Why did you leave me? I would have blessed you. I just wanted to kiss my daughters goodbye. Why'd you think so bad of me? Why did you steal my gods? There's a lot wrong with all that. Laban would not have been nice at all. He wouldn't have given any of those blessings. And why does he have multiple gods anyway? That is part of the reason that Jacob needed to get away, because he was living with an ungodly man, and he was letting an ungodly man dictate his life. I like how the enduring word says, Laban's question shows the foolishness of idolatry. It is sad and strange to have a god that can be stolen. Laban is a messed up person. Verse 32. Whomever you find your gods, do not let him live. In the presence of your brethren, identify what I have of yours and take it with you. For Jacob did not know that Rachel had stolen them. Jacob is a reasonable man. Even though he knows it's not right that Laban has gods, I'm just gonna give him his gods and let him go away. He doesn't realize is that he has just cursed Rachel because Rachel was actually the one who stole the gods. Then Laban goes searching all the tents, but Rachel hides the gods, and Laban doesn't even end up finding them anyway, which is pretty ironic. Verses 36 and then 40 through 42. Then Jacob was angry and rebuked Laban. And Jacob answered and said to Laban, There I was, in the day the drought consumed me, and the frost by night, and my sleep departed from my eyes. Thus I have been in your house 20 years. I served you 14 years for your daughters, and 6 years for your flock. And you have changed my wages 10 times. Unless the God of my father, the God of Abraham, and the fear of Isaac had been with me, surely now you would have sent me away empty-handed. God has seen my affliction and the labor of my hands, and rebuked you last night. I really like these sections. Jacob is finally standing up to his bully of 20 years. He's saying, though you took advantage of me for 20 years, I put up with it because I'm a good person, God-loving person. God has finally rebuked you for you not being a God-centered person. Those are just great verses. Verses 43 and 44. And Laban answered and said to Jacob, These daughters are my daughters, and these children are my children, and this flock is my flock. All that you see is mine. But what can I do this day to these my daughters, or to their children whom they have borne? Now therefore, come, let us make a covenant, you and I, and let it be a witness between you and me. Laban is bold, he's arrogant, he's saying, all this stuff is mine. Sure, the daughters are yours, but none of that other stuff is yours. Daughters are barely yours because you were taking horrible care of them. You were mistreating them immensely. And now they're Jacob's because Jacob is married to them, and he treats them better than you do. Verses 48 through 50. And then 53. This heap is a witness between you and me this day. He said, May the Lord watch between you and me when we are absent from one another. If you afflict my daughters, or if you take other wives besides my daughters, although no man is between us, see, God is witness between you and me. The God of Abraham, the God of Nahor, and the God of their father judge between us. And Jacob swore by the fear of his father Isaac. Okay, so now Laban is acting like he's this godly man who's such a perfect person. He's saying, don't mess around, don't mess up, don't do all this crazy stuff. Crazy stuff that Laban will be doing himself. But Jacob says, okay, fine, I won't do this, we'll go our separate ways, I'll be a good person. Laban shouldn't even have had to worry about that, because he's the bad person. Verse 55. Early in the morning Laban arose and kissed his sons and daughters and blessed them. Then Laban departed and returned to his place. Finally, he's gone. I think the main idea of this chapter is that God will get the people that shouldn't be in your life out of your life. God will do what he needs to do to get you to be in heaven. And sometimes it'll be rough letting go of certain people, but other times you should have been got rid of that person. Chapter 30, we learned that sometimes you need to drop people. And in chapter 31, we actually do drop the people. God is really the only person that you need in this life to be successful. So rely on him and he'll give you everything you need. He'll give you everyone you need. I just want to say today is the 31st day. So that's a whole month. And thank you guys a lot for watching. I hope you guys stay blessed.